Go. Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Livin' on a Dream. And today I'm sitting down with a friend of mine. She is an internationally known model. She is an internationally known musician. She's an actress. And most people would also call her a muse. She's very well known, especially in the digital world, and for quite some time now. Ladies and gentlemen, Jillian Ann.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
We're in New York.
We are in New York. This is my first episode of Livin' on a Dream in New York.
I know her from LA, so it's really funny to be like...
yeah, but I know you as New York.
That's true, so this is actually quite perfect.
It's actually perfect that this is my first Livin' on a Dream in New York.
And I'm here.
And you're here, and I'm here.
And I'm not in LA, neither are you.
Neither. We're in New York. Wow. Oh my god.
Okay.
And I can edit awesome everything.
No, it's totally cool.
So, the premise of the show is that the best dreams happen when you're wide awake, and that, you know, create, express, inspire. What dream are you living? And from knowing you and being a follower of you for 5 years or so now, I know that, I know that dreams definitely fuel you. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about that.
Both waking or sleeping, or...
Awake. Let's do the awake, you know,
we'll avoid the sleeping ones are an interesting topic, but
we can get there.
Yeah, and I feel that dreams, I mean, ever since I was a child, it was this, I learned the correlation between having a dream, like having a vision and having a dream of what to create, or the life you wanted to live, or the places you wanted to go, and then actually by focusing on that and then doing everything you could to like open those doors and walk in that direction would usually often like lead to that dream becoming a reality. Sometimes you take side roads and back roads and you're like, wait, this wasn't part of my wait, how does this fit in here? But like in the end, you know, ultimately getting there. And I feel that what's interesting about that process, though, is so it's like, okay, I have this dream. I have a dream about playing in front of thousands of people. And then you're there. And then you're like, okay, new dream.
Right.
And I feel that as an artist or just a person, it's like this constant, you know what I mean? Evolving and transforming and changing. And you might learn something like, wow, I thought that would be really cool. But then when I was there, I was actually like, maybe I don't like this. Okay, let's rewrite. You know? And so I think that you get to rewrite your dreams. You can, like, take one dream and learn from it and rework the next dream.
Right.
You know? And it takes awareness. Because if you're just kind of sleepwalking...
Which a lot of people are.
You can't... If you don't realize that you have the capacity to alter your reality by your choices and by taking responsibility for your reality, you know what I mean? It's hard to actually manifest dreams into the waking. Right.
Because a lot of people may have dreams about being whatever, but they settle with the 9 to 5 and this and that. But what's interesting, I think, for me anyway, about you is you grew up in the South, right? East Coast
Georgia.
But you left at a pretty young age to go to New York to model. How old were you?
I was 17.
And so what in the world, like, you know, gave you the courage to be like, okay, Mom, Dad, I'm going to New York.
I'm running away and going to New York to join the circus. I had a dream, and I felt like where I was at the time, I couldn't go any further.
Right.
Like, I feel that way a lot about things. I'll get somewhere and I'll exasperate it and I'll explore it, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, I've worked with everyone, I've done everything there is to do, and that's kind of what happened. I started modeling really young in Atlanta.
But you went to New York, okay, so you were modeling in Atlanta. I
modeled in Atlanta when I started when I was like 14, 15.
Okay. And
by the time I was 17, I'd already worked with the best photographers who were there and been in the magazines and worked with the designers and pretty much had done everything there was to do in that town, and I could have just kept repeating.
Right.
But then I thought, well, maybe I should try something bigger. And then the next city was New York, and I'd always been obsessed with New York from reading books in the library and seeing like all the crazy stories and
So you just had
Coco Chanel and
a
like
connection to New York.
yeah, I had a really strong connection to New York, so I was like, I'm going there.
And did you know anyone? You just packed your bags at 17 and went to New York.
I was crazy. I am like crazy, like 17.
Crazy in a good way. We use the word crazy
in a
lot.
positive, like crazy enough to just go and not know anyone, and literally like I called agencies and was like, hi, I'm 17, I'm from Atlanta, I'm in New York, will you see me? You know what I mean? And just kind of dived in to New York. And
well, and it kind of spiraled. It kind of had a life, from what I see with your website and everything else, your modeling career had a life of its own, and you've ended up working all over the world and with some of the best photographers out there.
yeah, I mean, it definitely like took, the modeling world was one of those worlds where it was like, you know, I had dreams, and then I would get to, some of those dreams I would get to, and I'd be like, oops,
Wrong way.
wrong way. All right, let's go over here. That wasn't okay, but you know,
being
all
a
of
young
them,
girl,
and when you're
you know?
17 years old, you don't, like, I was in this whole self-exploratory, like, and you know, I was a model, but I always believed in being an artist in whatever form of modeling I was doing, and so it was such an interesting thing, because I think that's ultimately what caused that spiral where it's, you know, I've been modeling basically my whole adult life and in most of my teenage life, and it's never stopped, you know, and it's actually just kind of increased and gotten like larger.
Which
and
I know you've tried to kind